down. Alright, I think we're good now. Microphone's a little far away from me. That's probably a little bit better now. How's it going out there, folks? I feel like the microphone's just a hair quiet. Hello, hello, testing out my audio level. Dominic, welcome, hello. So it's been about a month since I worked on my Voron 2.4 build, and we're gonna hit it again. I really haven't done much of anything since the last time I worked on it in the last live stream. Since then, I've unboxed the Bambu X-1 Carbon. I've filmed and posted my Anycubic Cobra Max review, as well as my little work vlog showing some of the problems I've been having with the X1 Carbon. Keep forgetting that name, I don't know why. Turn the air conditioning down, I'm a little warm. Alright, so we are going to work on this thing. I got to pull back up the instructions so we get a little view as to what's going on here, what I need to work on. Looks like the focus is a little front heavy because I set it up for machine, but Yeah, I was working on my V0 yesterday actually, tuning it. I decided to retune from scratch. I wasn't happy with some of the results I was getting out of it printing ASA on it lately for another project that I'm in the midst of. But that one I'm keeping quiet until I post the video about it and bring it to EARF, East Coast Rep Rap Festival. So I started retuning the V0 a little bit to play with it, and yeah, just the whole thing. You don't need directions. Yeah. iPad share. Boop. Find out where the heck I was on this thing. I mean, I know what the next step is. Next step is I've got the gantry built without the X-axis or the belts in place, obviously. The next step is putting this into the frame of the build, but I just want to... I like going step by step. Waiting for the V0.2. I honestly think if, depending on what the V0.2 is, taking Bearded Bucket's advice, I'm skipping the bed installation till later in the build. I see no reason why it needs to go in now. I'll probably end up building a V0.2 and keep my V0.1. I don't know. Unless there's like a massive change, I don't really see myself changing or converting my machine. I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I just need to tune it in better. All right. This is all constructed. I've got this chain mount in there. I know the rear of this gantry is tight. If I roll the axis, the y-axis back, the rails spread. So I need adjustment back here, but those aren't tight yet. So I left them loose for installation into the frame. I did all this. All this is assembled. Come on. We're going into the... Yeah, here we go. Here's what we need to pick up. Yeah, the only thing I wonder if the V0.2 is going to end up with a MGN9 rail on the X-axis. A lot of people like that for a mod. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that rolled in as a feature of the 0.2. I don't know. Just a guess. My 7 is solid. My microphone. That's better. My MGN 7 is solid. Like, I have no problems with it. I haven't seen any need to go to an MGN 9 because of it. But I can understand why others would have an issue. I've heard other people having slop in theirs. My rails in that are from Honey Badger. The Fabrico, I think it's Fabrico's brand. I don't know. I don't know if they're the only ones I know who sell them, but I've seen Honey Badger stuff listed elsewhere. So I'm not sure. But I have Honey Badger rails. I like it. Oh, you got the LDO beta kit. Okay, that makes a little more sense maybe. Yeah, so. What are the main benefits of the Vorons? Purpose designed for speed and quality. Honestly, there's no huge benefit to a Voron over some other options on the market necessarily, like rat rigs or other DIY build kits. It's kind of whatever you want to build, really. I don't know. There are plenty of things I don't love about the Vorons. My V0, when I have it set up the way it needs to be running, is just a reliable, quality printer that prints pretty fast. And yes, was very fun to build. And that's as much as anything. If you just want a fast printer that'll do decent quality, look at the X1 Carbon. I'm by no means endorsing that machine yet. I have problems with it that I'm not loving about it, but Voron versus rat rig, though, there's no custom physical parts in the Voron. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about rat rigs, is having to buy parts from rat rig for it. I don't love that. And they also just don't look as nice. Yeah, the Vorons use off-the-shelf components or printed parts. There's like nothing about a Voron that isn't off-the-shelf. You might have to modify an off-the-shelf part, but it's still an off-the-shelf part. So that is nice. You don't need, like, I put the titanium backers on mine that I had to buy. I got the Kirigami bed in my V0.1, but those were mods. Those were things that I wanted to change about the machine. So it's not, you don't have to do that stuff. So, like the V-Minion, except the umbilical box. Yeah, the wiring on that really doesn't seem particularly well thought out. Love the building, but configuring is the only... Well, as far... you mean like configuring your build? Buy a kit. Buy an LDO kit or a... LDO is the one most people recommend now, but yeah. It's like hot rodding for a new generation. I think you're right about that. Like, I've been having problems with... If you saw my video with the X1, I'm having problems with the extrusion on it. Whether it's vibration compensation or extrusion rates, I don't know. Still don't know. I'm working with them on it a little bit, but I'm not happy with the results I'm getting out of the thing. And it's closed source, so I have no access to the data. I'm just sending them, here's what I did, and they're like, oh, try changing this. If I could pull up data and look at it myself, it's a whole different animal, you know? Oh, coding configuring is what you meant. Okay, so like the tuning and the firmware configuration. Honestly, most of that stuff is taken care of for you, and there are excellent walkthrough guides. I can't pull it up I take too much to pull it up right now, but the Voron, like, getting started page is excellent. It walks you through step by step of what they recommend you do to get rolling with the machine. Configuration files are available. Honestly, I'm not going to say that's the easy part by any means. It's not. But it's not as daunting as it seems. Yeah, there's a handful of things about the whole Bambu that are just weird to me. Sabotage! Hello, welcome! TikTok chat, I'm sorry folks, I don't have you pulled up yet. I honestly kind of forgot I was live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube if you want to catch it. YouTube.com/MandicReally. I'm going to pull up the TikTok chat now. Sorry folks. Got off on a tangent over here, and so we're working on the Voron 2.4 build. Let's get moving forward in this. Alright, next up we got to assemble some of the printed parts for the Z-axis. So, let me grab up the parts that they want here. Troll in two places now, yep. Alright. Here's a handful of the printed parts. I'm not 100% which ones. I think I printed these in multiple colors. I thought I did. Doesn't look like it. Alright. A little bit of brim material. I'm so bad about it. I should remove the brim as soon as I remove a print from the bed, but I usually just leave it. Do you have the small stopper things? You mean these little rubber doodads in the rails? Yeah. I have them on hand. Melting SP. Hello, welcome. Yeah, the plugs that keep them safe. They're still in there on my rails. despite the fact that I don't really need them in there at the moment. Little extrusion junk in here. Super handy when you get to the point of attaching it to the frame. Good call. I could put them in the rails and then like kind of rest this on it. Excellent, thank you. Good call, good call. Alright. A little bit of gunk in the nut hole. A little bit of gunk in the nut hole in these. Let's switch up camera angles. I haven't actually checked the angles. I did previously, but overhead view, close-up view. I changed camera angles for this stream because I just thought, why not mix it up a little bit? But these are the parts I'm working on right now. But I'm just cleaning out the holes on them a little bit, make sure I can get the nuts that have to go into them as needed. Credit for that somewhere in Steve's build. I don't know who Steve is, but thank you. Thank you, Steve. Longest print I've ever done. I honestly don't know. I try like hell to avoid long prints. If it's more than a day to print it, I'm usually pretty meh about it. Gunk in the Nut Trap was my metal band's name in high school, yeah. Well, that's a good one. Gunk in the Nut Trap. Alright, hardware. We gotta put M5 nuts into these. That was the name of my metal band, M5 nuts. M5 hex nuts, boom. What video editor do I use? I use Adobe Premiere. I am a Premiere editor. People give me crap about that all the time. Oh, you should be on Resolve and blah, blah, blah. But I'm a Premiere editor. It's what I know how to work with and do the work that I know how to do. It is what it is. Steve builds one of the guys on the Voron crew. Okay, cool. I will check it out. I honestly don't know everybody who's in the Voron teams. The only one I know is Nero, which Nero's not really a designer, is he? I don't know. I don't know, personally. I kind of just exist in my own world and don't really bother with most folks. Not like, you know, I'm not worried about them. Just like, I'm just in my own little world. It is what it is. I don't get outside of it until I have reason to get outside of it. Yeah, I talk to Joel on a regular basis, but he's not on any Voron team or anything. Most of the folks I talk to are other creators who do less technical stuff, so. Use what works best for you. Yeah, I mean, that's just accurate in every field. Where's your studio? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I need to adjust this camera. It's annoying me. I'm almost in focus now. I don't want to go too far. I still want it better. All right. That's better. I'm more in focus now. Oh yeah, it's still pretty good focus out here. I've got a pretty high f-stop set right now, so it's not too bad. I do that for streams. I run higher f-stop, higher ISO, more light in the studio so folks can see things better. I don't need the dramatic lighting that I put in the videos, even though it's still fairly dramatic in here. We moved and I have to get my shop all set up again. I do not envy you. Mine is an absolute disaster zone right now. It's an absolute disaster right now. Okay, so there's those pieces. Where are the other four? The other half of this? Oh no, it's the optional Hall effect nuts. I'm not using the Hall effect. Okay, so these Oh, I need belts already. Okay. Let you folks see the instructions here, see where I'm at. So I just put the nuts in as they show here. So now we're here, Z-bearing blocks. I need M5x30s. A fun but useful print. Honestly, I don't have anything good. Yeah, this is when I belt the Z, yeah. Honestly, I don't have a really good answer for that. I print whatever projects I'm in the midst of at the time when I'm testing things. Like lately I've been printing parts for an undisclosed project that I'm working on, M3x30. I've been printing parts for a project I'm not ready to talk about yet on the X1 to test it out. You know, for the X1, I've been printing CF nylon as well, nylon or PACF. For my stealth burner, I printed. Let me switch cameras. I printed. Keep dropping everything. These pieces for the inside of the stealth burner. These are printed in PACF, nylon carbon fiber, from Bambu Labs on the Bambu Labs X1. So they're the mounts for the hot end on my V2.4 here. So I just, whatever I'm working on at the time. I don't have any really good, like, go-to models that I use. I print my own designs. You know, lately with the X1, I've been printing my little calibration cubes, my social media calibration cube. It's on Thangs. Have I not finished this yet? No, I haven't. Thank you, Delta. So helpful. I haven't worked on it because the X1 showed up. It's exactly why I wanted to have this done before the X1 showed up. Okay. Belt kit. Motion kit is power supply. Should have done a better job of getting these parts set aside before the stream. Sorry, folks. You know, I'm going to pull up this bin in front of me so I can actually talk to you folks. I don't think the motion kit's in here, but I don't know where I put it otherwise. Oh. Here's more printed parts. I've been printing a bunch of like doubles of parts because I wasn't happy with the quality off of my Prusa or the X1, like, yeah. Yeah, no, my shop is a disaster right now. Happens all the time. Ugh. Alright, I just wanted to ensure that it wasn't over there. Where is my motion kit? I have a whole motion kit. Oh. There it is. On the floor, of course, you know. How is it going? Better now that I found this. Better now that I found this. Alright. Alright, we got our two 5-meter belts. Rad. Okay, now I can move forward. So, I want to be putting a belt on the top side of this rail. No, Gantry's upside down. Oh, I want to be looking at the rail. Can never have enough single-piece carabiners. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, I print functional stuff that I need for projects mostly. I mean, we haven't really seen Rushmere saying there's better than the mini SD or SB. we haven't really seen that come to fruition yet. You know, it's not by any, it's only been teased. So I think we need some time to decide if it's going to be better or worse or whatever. Like, I really like, I've got the full BondTech setup on mine, the SLS printed shroud and the LGX light on my V0. I'm really happy with that. That's part of why I don't really see myself building a V0.2 necessarily, because I'm happy with that. Joseph Dillon, hello, welcome. I really want to build one, but I'm having a hard time setting the motivation to gather full parts. What do you mean, for a Voron? Buy a kit. Honestly, I recommend buying a kit anyway. I didn't buy a kit. I individually shopped and, you know, self-sourced my build, and it's just, it's so freaking, I don't know, kind of a waste of my time. Especially when you get to a certain point and you realize, oh, I don't have that one thing I need. Really holds you up. Not aesthetically, yeah. I like the look of the LGX light whole setup, personally. But I get that. I'm putting an LGX light in this. I'm putting one in here as well in the stealth burner. But the stealth burner hides it. It's fully encompassed inside the stealth burner shroud, so... I just charged this thing. It sounds like the battery's freaking on its way. What's everybody else working on this weekend? This thing saves me so much wrist pain. Worse a CAD than I thought. Eh, well, that happens. Turn an Ender 3 into a switch wire. Rad. I considered doing that. But I don't know. There's nothing about the switch wire that really calls to me, honestly. Finishing up armor commissions. Print and clone helmet. Awesome. Dumpster-sized lathe? What's a dumpster-sized lathe? Or what machine is it, I mean? Okay. Oh, I'm looking at this wrong. So I want to have this piece, isn't it? I think it's this piece. Or one of. Oh, I get it. It's this piece with the belt facing down. Got it. Saved from a university dumpster. All right, cool. Damn pollen. How did you find the parts to print? They're on GitHub. The parts to print are on GitHub for this. Waiting on self-burner LEDs. Finishing up Etsy orders. Just making sure I'm not missing comments here. Alright, this goes in here. With the belt facing downward. Right here. Now I gotta put this piece over top of that. And then the next piece goes on top of that. That's a little annoying. A little bit of a hodgepodge. I see why they didn't include this into the base of the next piece, but also why didn't they include this in the base of the next piece? It would have needed like 0.2 support. Just a little support and would have done it. Alright, that's in. There. What is the best machine for multicolor but also has an enclosure to print different filaments? The Bambu X-1. The only recommendation I have in that regard. I'm not ready to recommend that machine, but if for those specific wants and use cases, belt goes the other way. Oh, it goes toward this side. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, that does go that way in the picture, doesn't it? Yeah, for those specific wants and needs, Bambu X-1. Okay. Now, that away. This is kind of an annoying process. I'm kind of just hoping this fits in there. Walked into the other room to double check. Thank you! It makes sense. The pass-through is on the other side. For the belt is over here. So that does make sense. Thank you! Tighten. Tighten. Dying for next one, saving for it. It's impressive. I'll give it that. It's definitely impressive out of the box. I will definitely give it that. Honestly, it's kind of amazing out of the box what they're able to achieve. Okay. Cutout should be to the outside. Yeah, I got that. I want to repeat that on both sides, right? Repeat belt install for all four corners. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Should I cut the belt now? Minimum recommended belt cut length, 1100 millimeter. Nothing should be wider in the gantry because it rides by the rails. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Yeah, for Bambu... Lost in mid all kinds of thoughts here. For Bambu's first printer, first attempt at a printer, it's really impressive. Honestly, that they achieved what they've achieved already. Some people are giving them like crap about, you know, like the problems I've had already. People want to be like, yeah, it shouldn't happen or whatever. Like, what they have achieved already is just impressive. Should have measured this before I got to this point. I'm at 36. 5 inches? Yeah. Let me double check. That looks a little short. I'm gonna add another 2 inches. Yeah, I got two rolls, so I have to at least cut each belt once. If one's short, you're ordering a new belt. Yeah, you're right about that, but I actually have belts for belts around here actually right now. I would prefer they're all the same damn belts, but I have multiple things of belts around right now because I'm in the midst of multiple projects. Okay, so I got one of those cut. I'm gonna do this corner over here, where you folks can't really see it. What was I gonna say? I can't cut in half, thankfully, or well, I can't because my motion kit only came with 2 belts, so if I did that, I wouldn't have enough belt left for the AB belts. So I have to be mindful. I do have belts around here, though, for other projects if I had to, but... Different belts. Well, where the hell's my other belts, then? Let me double check I'm using the right belt, then. Oh, one's 9mm, one's 6. That could be... No. No, all of mine are 6. Everything is 6mm. Pulleys are only 6mm wide. Yeah. Yeah, pulleys can only fit a 6mm belt. Printed... okay, wait, 9. I'm wrong. You're right. You know what the problem was? I'm looking at the 6mm bag in front of me. I don't have the 9mm bag in front of me. I just matched up the bag, the belt to the printed part. My bad. You're right. You're right. So I've only got one belt for the Z-axis. All of it. When printing PA12CF, do you all use any cooling? I have not been. I've been using bridging cooling. That's it. Bridging part cooling is the only thing I've been using it with it. Glad I got the right one. Me too. Okay, here's a question. I, as the tool reviewer, you think would know this, and I have contacts I can reach out to. Who sells metric tape measures? Like, strictly metric. I don't want metric on one side, standard, US standard on the other. I just want metric tape measures. I can't find them in the US. Everybody's got them like metric on one side and standard on the other, but that's annoying and not useful because sometimes you need to measure from like a certain direction. And it's just not very helpful. Double check my length there. Yeah. I've got contacts at multiple tool companies from my days of reviewing tools. So like I can contact them and I'm sure they can get me something. Like these DeWalt tapes came from Stanley, but I just like jumped on Amazon and was looking at, or like Lowe's and was trying to find some and I couldn't. Really annoyed me. I get that that's not the default here, but I still want to be able to find them. Come on. This new screwdriver I got, my last one died. The new one I just got is stronger than my last one. I'm loving that. The last one was a little weak, but it was a lot quieter than this one, but it died after about a year. This one is stronger, at least. Hopefully it lasts longer. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Belt wants to keep turning. Sit in your little teeth and frickin' stay there. Oh wait, there's supposed to be a piece in between there. That's what I'm missing. Dumbass. It's like, why does it feel like there's not the groove that's supposed to be in there? It should really just be part of the other part. Are you gonna buy an LTT screwdriver? I already ordered one, yep. I'm honestly... Not to, like, I really have not been happy with, he's allowed to, he can do what he wants, but the way Linus has kind of been lately has not really endeared me as a customer. Like, the t-shirts of the Trust Me Bro warranty and stuff. Honestly, like, I get it's meme culture shit, but really not impressed by it. But I ordered one, yes, I ordered a screwdriver. As a former tool reviewer and a current, 3D printing tech person, I had to. And it's a business expense. Yeah, he's been really out of touch. I agree. Like, getting upset that people weren't just accepting the concept of no warranty. I really feel like if a company had sent him a product and said, oh, there's no warranty, but don't worry, we'll take care of it, he would have reviewed it pretty poorly. But then he's offended when people don't take that from him, so... Yeah, Dominic, honestly, the video that they put out about it, I was on the fence about ordering one, but watching the video about it and hearing... Like, I have experience in the tool world. I used to do it for a living. And hearing that whole inside experience and what they went through and knowing the backstory of various companies, I was really impressed by that. So that got me in. Stabila makes a bunch of great metric scale only tapes. Awesome. I will look at that. I think I have a contact with Stabila. Thank you. All right, 2 belts down. But yeah, seeing their whole process for the build or for the screwdriver and whatever, yeah, that impressed me. Well, you know what? I can get away if I don't need more 9mm belt after this. I can probably get away with cutting the rest of this in half, and I'll probably have an easy time putting 2 belts on and not the other. So. Had no ideas molds were so expensive. Honestly, the numbers they were quoting for molds, or like the ballparks they were talking about, sounded cheap to me. Molds, that's one of the things where people drive me nuts when they're like, I've developed products before. I've developed a couple of products, and people are like, oh, why do you 3D print that? Or why do you have it made in such a way? Or whatever. Like, people don't understand the expense in this shit. Like, there's just so much going on there. Mold expenses, patenting, licensing, all that shit just gets so expensive. I've got a design or two I'd love to patent, but I can't afford it. It's just too freaking expensive. I'd love to patent and move out of... I actually just got an order for them minutes ago. I'd love to move out of selling them and... pass it off to somebody else, but yeah. I would love to patent my product design and just present it to a company and, you know, pay me a licensing fee. You make it. You'll be able to make it at a better bottom line, because I order them at 100 at a time when I get them from the vendor that I work with for manufacturing them. I just ordered more this week. And, you know, if you can make 1,000 of them, you're going to get a better price. And it's a simple design, but anyway, yeah. But anyway, yeah, the video that they produced, I was impressed. I was impressed with everything they went through, and I was also, I was kind of amazed that they're manufacturing how much of it they are in Canada. Like the injection molding happening there. Imagine mass-produced giant barrels. Yeah. And with the screwdriver he dropped on the ground. Starrett has a 5-meter metric tape on Amazon. Awesome, I will look at that. Thank you. I mean, realistically, I'll look at it real quick, but I'm also going to drop a line. Like, if I don't have to pay for it, I'm not going to pay for it. I am building a Core XY. Yes, I am. Main shot. I got contacts in the tool world, so if I can get something for free, I'm going to get it for free. It is a business expense, but still costs me money. Mold making and getting the right materials are 2 of the biggest hurdles. Absolutely. Nailing those factors is not a simple process. Honestly, if I don't have to pay for it, I won't. Like, I know it sounds it sounds very entitled as a creator to make those statements, but honestly, I spent, like, this stuff adds up so fast, so hard, so much that you gotta do what you gotta do, or find the connections that you can. Also, those connections work out in the end, usually, you know. Oh, hey, example, I need a new microphone for this setup. Deity, I'm running a Deity microphone. Deity offered to send me a new Deity microphone, the one that I wanted. Perfect. And, you know, like, I would love to be in well with Deity for future projects and or whatever. Even if all I get is this microphone that I need right now, save me a couple $100, so. If I had to pay for all the phones I review, etc., I'd be so freaking broke. Exactly. And that's the thing that, like, I understand where people are coming from when they, like, when I used to review tools. People would get pissy with me. You know, you didn't buy that tool. You're getting it from a PR company. You're getting it from a manufacturer. Your opinion is tainted by that. I understand the point of that. I get where people are coming from. But two things. One, I'm not going to give up my job for a free tape measure, a free microphone, a $200, a free 3D printer. Like, I would ruin my career if I let those things taint my view of them. That's not worth it. And two, I can't afford to do it otherwise. When I used to review tools, I started by buying every tool that I reviewed. I would justify a tool for my work. I would buy it, I would review it, and when I was really broke, I would review it and then send it back to Amazon or whatever, and I would only review things that I could do that with. But having access to the latest products and whatever, like, you couldn't do that. Something's up with this one. Oh, the nut moved. So, yeah, if I had to buy every product I reviewed, I'd go out of belt other way again. Thank you. Good thing the nut's not in the right position. Yeah. I've also burned my fair share of bridges with review companies, too. Or product brands and whatever. I've done that, too. Get in there! I have burned my fair share of bridges. Thank you, Bearded Bucket. If it were not for you, this build would take so much longer. No bit in that. Within 5 minutes of your review going live, you're getting questioned about it. Is what it is. Is what it is. It stinks that things have to be that way sometimes, but things are going to be that way sometimes. A beautiful hot mess. I sorry to say, I haven't really looked into your work much, Dom. I'm not much good with reading anymore. I don't make much time for reading anything. It's all, I treat most things like podcasts. I'll put something on the TV that I have to chat up on right now. I'll put something on the TV, I'll sit here, I'll work, and that'll be like, I'll listen to it, you know, listen to a YouTube video or whatever. Bearded Bucket, that's kind of where I was headed with that. Is I've had that conversation with audience members and people before where they're like, okay, if you want truly independent review process where you purchase the product, it does not get sent to you for free. If you really want that to be the review process, you are literally only getting reviews from people who are rich, and then they're going to be out of touch with value concept and value proposition. Like, there's no two ways around it. That's going to be the case. Even Gamers Nexus is probably one of the companies that I know of that truly prides themselves on doing the best and most, you know, independent review process that they can have. They get their products for free. There's also the how am I going to get the product before it's available factor. Do you want to review the day a product launches? Okay, well then, obviously I can't buy it before then, so what am I going to do? Project Farm has a cool take on this. I'm familiar with the name of Project Farm, but I'm not familiar with their take or whatever. And in all fairness, I don't really like Gamers Nexus, but I do respect their attempts at objectivity. I do respect that. He buys everything, but he's not doing 0-day reviews. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And there are plenty of things you can do that with, but there are plenty of things you can't. Thoughts on the BigTreeTech CB1? I wouldn't get one. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm seeing nothing but problems with those things. It seems like they released that product before they were truly ready for market or had good images in place. He buys it all with funds from his Patreon, not just out of pocket. Fair. I mean, that's what I do. Yeah, you can't get review items, and exactly. I mean, the Bambu X-1 was paid with Patreon money. That's where the money came for that for me. My Patreon supporters directly supported picking that up so that I can do a review about it. That's how I justify buying it, is so I can have the informed purchase decision. Thoughts on PLA Plus versus PETG? PLA Plus is stronger but more rigid and will break and sag in temperature over time. PETG will bow and give more, but is not stronger, and will have higher temperature and UV resistance. So it's really an application thing between the two. I don't think they're directly comparable for the most part. How do you like the SKR Mini E3 V3? I haven't used the V3 yet. I have one, I haven't used it. Peanutwood, thank you for being a subscriber as well. Thank you. I just noticed that. I haven't used the V3. I have it, haven't used it. PETG has better optical clarity. That's true. Biggest print I've ever made is probably the... it depends how you view the size of a print. The TikTok logo, I think, is arguably the largest lid, the largest single print that I've done. Well, it's not a single print, but I think that height, whatever, it's the biggest. We're going to look on pushing the size of things soon. PGG CF, better than PLA Plus, in my opinion. Never tried it. I've got some PLA CF floating around that I picked up to use with the Obsidian nozzle. Because I really don't print with abrasives. E3D sent me the Obsidian just to piss off the crowd out there. E3D sent me the Obsidian nozzle, and I don't print with abrasives much, so I had to order abrasives just to use the nozzle. Yeah. Albeit all things bought on the company is significantly cheaper if you have a good accountant. We're working on that right now. That's Ruby's big thing at the moment, is she's working on that stuff. Did I leave 2 screws out over here? Oh, I did. You're supposed to leave 2 screws out over there. Just saw it. 3D Fuel PLA Plus, print's nice. Obsidian nozzle, what's that? It's the E3D Revo, their quick change hot end setup that I reviewed. It's the E3D Revo abrasive nozzle, a nozzle for abrasives, hardened nozzle to hold up to abrasive materials. The community's kind of pissed at them right now because it's taking them so long to get it to market, which I understand, but they've had a lot of problems with it. Should I change the nozzle on my Cobra Max to a smaller one? Watch my review. I covered it in that review. No, go bigger. Cobra Max comes with a 0.4mm nozzle. If you go to a smaller nozzle, you're going to be printing for weeks. There's a V6 version, but the Revo took precedent. Yeah, understandable. They've already got hard nozzles for V6s, so. Alright, we finally got all 4 belts on here. 0.8mm CHT on your Volcano in the Cobra Max. Yeah, I've got one of those floating around here. I haven't tried it yet. 0.6mm nozzle minimum. Yeah, I wouldn't run anything smaller than a 0.6mm nozzle on the Cobra Max. I run a 1mm on mine most of the time, but I'm only printing big stuff with it. You know, it's the only thing I use it for. 0.6 will be a much better intermediate all-arounder nozzle than 1mm for sure. Alright. So we got all those in. Now, it's time for the frame. Now, here's where you're telling me those stoppers would be a good idea, which they are. What's the most annoying problem you've ever had with a 3D printer? I don't really know how to answer that. The first thing that jumps to mind is I hate to do it to them. They're nice folks. I hate talking bad about nice companies. Like the people I deal with are very sweet. The Kingroon KP3S. Kingroon KP3S, mine, I bought mine. It was not sent to me. They have sent me printers since, but I bought the KP3S to try it out, and it's a piece of shit. Mine is, anyway. Other people have had great results with it. Mine was a piece of fucking shit. The Z-axis lead screw is out of alignment with the bracket that it goes into. It, like, literally runs at an angle, which causes it to be just funky and cause Z-banding issues. And then the wheels on the Z-axis can't be tightened. So it, like, it was hard to try and figure out if I could get any good print quality out of it, to the fact that I shelved it. Most annoying problem, Trevor says, is that your printer is printing perfectly, so you have no reason to upgrade or tune it. Yeah, that's when you build another one. That's why you build another one. Stepper's overheating because of improper default current settings. Okay, there's the most annoying thing, I think. That's a great one. Okay, realistically, the thing that pissed me off the most about a 3D printer. My Voron V0. The stepper motor out of the box was bad. My extruder stepper. The extruder stepper on my Voron V0 was bad out of the box. LDO motor, quality motor, bought a whole motor kit from Printed Solid. It was bad out of the box. And no matter what I did, I was changing configuration files. I was rewiring it, thinking the wiring was crossed up. I couldn't get it to work the way it was supposed to work. It was just driving me nuts. And I finally figured, it finally burned up. It just straight up burned up. Like it was bad out of the box, and then possibly it burned up because of all the things I was doing trying to get it to work, but it wasn't working out of the box. That was a nightmare to diagnose. That was so annoying. Improperly wired Z's, yeah. Warped gantry on an i3, i3, that's annoying. Printer works fine, can't justify the BQ H2 Revo. I can't justify the H2 Revo because I want higher flow with an H2. Oh, can we see the grenade-looking can? Yeah. Good spot. Good good spot. This is actually my updated grenade can cup. I just updated it this week. I printed the prototype on the X1. So, boop, boop. There it is. I modified the design off the previous one that came out last year. Ways that I modified it. I opened up the gap between the handle and the hand so you can get a little better finger clearance in there. It was a little tighter. I added like 3 or 4 millimeters in there. I changed the angle of this. It doesn't look as good, but because it doesn't curl as hard, it's not as much of an overhang, so it prints better. So I did that for better print quality. I also thickened up the handle. The handle used to be about 3 millimeters thinner than this, so now it's a more comfortable grip in my hands. I don't have small hands. And I also made this thicker. I saw somebody online was complaining that their kid broke this, I guess. They like dropped it or something and this broke, this attachment point down here. So I thickened this up as well. Oh, and I moved the air bleed to the bottom. So totally revisioned this week. Put the updated design on my Thangs page. So design file is on thangs.com/mandicreally. And yeah, I just uploaded this week. This color, somebody saying there they like the color. This is muted purple from Polymaker. This is their new muted purple. I picked up a handful of their new colors, and that's muted purple. You can find a link to Polymaker affiliate account for me in the description of this live stream. Please consider using it. Doesn't save you anything, but it does help support the channel. So. All right. Running the Creality Spider hot end. I had a bunch of people mad at me about that Creality Spider video that I said don't buy it. I mean, people seem happy with it. If it's working for you, awesome. My point was more so, if somebody's looking to buy a hot end today, that's not the one they should buy. For the no nozzles, or yeah. Buy my ASA with your link. Awesome. Love to hear it. Polymaker actually has a great affiliate program. Polymaker are nice folks too. My interactions with them have been wonderful. They've only ever sent me like a half dozen spools of filament. So but I wish I could get like full on sponsored by them, but maybe someday. All right. Okay, I gotta move this out of the way so we can get the frame up here because that's our next step. Okay. Should probably adjust that camera a little bit, I think. Oh. Let's move back. Okay. Try and actually show you folks what's going on here a little bit. Okay. Make a bigger barrel. Inexpensive prints with the $10. Thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Appreciated very much. Directly helps out. Probably order filament with it. So, all right, I already got a couple of the stoppers in here actually. I left them in these rails, I forgot. So I'm gonna move them up, make my life a little easier here. I gotta find the support pieces that go on these next. Or the mount pieces for these. Much appreciated. Okay, let me check where I'm at here. Instructions-wise, I need the pieces that mount to these. I know I printed them. I printed them in the new color scheme. I printed them in the new color scheme. I thought this was all skirt stuff. It is. This is all skirt stuff. But where'd those pieces go? Where did those pieces? Dumb, see you. Enjoy your food. I should have eaten before the stream. Yeah, I know what they look like. I just don't see them. I reprinted them in the new color scheme. Because I made a bunch of the parts accent parts that weren't originally accent parts. I'm using the high flow Rapido, not the ultra high flow. I'm going to be using the high flow. You can upgrade the high flow to the ultra high flow, but I don't see myself pushing this machine that hard. Wow, that's a different view than TikTok. Yeah, it is. We try and up the production quality a little bit on YouTube. As I'm hiding behind the frame on TikTok. You set up your printer and use the bed to heat the food. Where the heck are those pieces? I printed them. I know I did. 150% certain I printed them. I printed them twice. I don't know, I'll look for the black ones. I printed everything for this build, and then I decided to change the color scheme of it. There's no mount for the UHF in the Stealth Burner yet. Yeah. If I went with the ultra high flow, I would effectively be not using part cooling at that point, so I would probably only print like nylon or something. Polycarbonate. Yeah, there's the black one. That's what I'm looking for. I need these. I printed these in purple though. I know I printed these in purple. I know I printed them in purple, but I can only find them in black at the moment. If I need to reprint them, I'll reprint them. Sucks. I don't want to have to, but... I'll look for them after the stream. I will look for them after the stream. So these parts go on to here, and then our carriage sits on top of that. So... Time traveling via TikTok. Yeah, that happens. Because there's latency from the camera to the computer to YouTube to the world, whereas with TikTok there's just phone to TikTok. So, all right, what screws do I need for these? M3 by 20s. M3 by 20s. That camera angle changed. I need to get a better overhead setup. Ah, M3 by 20. I need a better overhead setup. I want to put a thermal detonator cap. Sorry about that. Okay, one of my buttons, or my monitor over here, fell over onto my switcher and went to black. Welcome back. Sorry, folks. I want to put a thermal detonator cap on the can, on that can holder. That's a good idea. People have been asking me to make Star Wars ones forever. I need to do it. That's what I need to do. I've held off on it for way too long. Okay. So, I'm going to pull up the instructions again. Long zip ties. I've got long zip ties somewhere, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I kind of need to, I guess, don't I? That's annoying. Don't need them. Alright. M5 by 40. Alright, I need to go dig those out. M5 by 40. M5 by 40. literally did all this week. Awesome. I like having somebody who just did the experience here with me. Helpful. Helpful. Where did I find the rubber pallet things? Lowe's. They were in the same aisle. Yeah, I think you mean the rubber paver that I put under the X1. Lowe's, same aisle as the concrete pavers. Do you think making a print farm of Ender 3s is a good move? It's a solid move. A good way to get into doing it. Having a affordable print farm setup. Save yourself expense in the initial setup. Get rolling. And if you start to really make some money at it, look at if it's meeting your needs or not. Yeah, I'm gonna put, I think the way I'm looking at this, it makes sense to me to put 2 of these on, shoehorn the gantry in so it can rest on top of those, and then put the other 2 in. Then it kind of at least will, you know, hold in place. Make sense? Makes sense to me. Mount all those doodads and then jiggle it in. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Wow, these only just are long enough. They could have designed that like a millimeter longer. I would use Loctite on these. I would and will, but I really think I'm going to end up replacing these after the stream. Once I locate the purple ones or I reprint the purple ones, because I want more color in this thing. So for now, I'm going to leave them unloctited. Unloctited. How you doing? I'm doing all right. A little hungry. Should have eaten more before the stream. As solid as something resting on 4 points can be. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I'll go with these. I don't know. I want more purple or more color in this thing. There's not enough accent colors in this build. I mean, by that I mean they don't use the accent color for enough pieces, I think. Or tell you to use it for enough pieces. All right. What's that screwdriver? I honestly forget the name of it. It's on my Amazon affiliate store. Check the link on my links page to my Amazon affiliate store. You will find it. That's what it is. I honestly forget the name of it. I just got it a couple weeks ago. And so far, so good. It's stronger than my last one. A little loud for my liking, but it works. Saves me a lot of wrist pain. A lot of wrist strain. Remember, Loctite isn't best buddies with ABS. This is all ASA. I used ASA, not, looks like a Wow Stick clone. That makes sense. It was like 40 bucks and worked great. All these parts are ASA, so they should be fine, but thank you. Is this direct drive or Bowden? It is direct drive. It is direct drive. I don't even think there are... Is there a Bowden variant of the 2.4? I don't think there's a Bowden variant of the 2.4. There is of the V0. iFu mini screwdriver. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for looking at it. Checking it. What kind of koozie is that? It's... Oh, this one is the engine block. It's the V8 can cup. So it's a small block Chevy engine. I haven't released this one. It's only Patreon exclusive still. I need to get around to finishing that one. Bed size. This is going to be 300 by 300. You can go 350 on it. Yeah. So, all right, gantry time. Woo! Gantry time. Probably shouldn't have started with the motor side. Whatever. All right. Boom. All right, all right, all right. There's my M5 by 40s. Oh, wrong size. Bit. Just want to get those started. See, plenty stable. You were right. Just don't kick the table. Oh, yeah. Still not the right size bit. This is a Core XY printer. It's a Core XY printer. Core XY. The Z-axis is belted, but it's separate of the X and Y axis, so it's just a Core XY. Yeah, this would look better with those parts in purple, damn it. Thoughts on the Bambu Lab X-1? It's fine. I don't recommend them, purely because of replacement parts. I just don't like having to buy manufacturer-specific parts. That's all. I'm going to go a little higher so I can get under this thing with a screwdriver better. A little bit of grease in there. That's a good idea. Need to be loose-ish. That makes sense. A little bit of grease in there is a good idea. Again, I'm going to end up disassembling these, I think, and redoing this after the stream. So, thank you. I'll revisit that. Thank you. I'll revisit that. And good idea. Especially since these are ASA, they'll handle the petroleum, or petroleum grease or something pretty well. So, all right. Those are all started in there. Get under there with a screwdriver now. Yeah. Just want to make sure it's going in. Like getting started into the threads. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In hindsight, I almost wish I would have built a trident, not this, but okay. Loosen the top belt clamps, yeah. Extend the idler up here. Okay. I honestly think I'll probably end up building a trident after this. I can see that. I can see myself building a trident. Finish the trifecta, you know? Finish out the Voron team. We'll see. We shall see. I don't really need to. Oddly satisfied by the salad fork. Yeah, I like the idea of the salad fork. It's neat. It's neat and a cute name. Neat and a cute name. Alright. A little more here. Okay, 1 second. My hex wrenches that I need are not here. 1 second. I had left them across the shop, but I got them now. You gotta be what? 2.5? Yeah. Come on. Loosen all these up. I can get the belts in here. Properly adjusted. Okay, a little more on this one. Okay, now I just gotta loosen up these a little. I think I got them too tight. Not letting that come free. Ay, ay, ay. A little more. I always love the little eyebrows these pieces have on them. It's so weird. You can see it in the picture there on the iPad. The instructions. These need to be a little loose so this can move. There we go. All right. Moving on. Belt down under the belt idler, or the pulley down here. Well, that's barely accessible. Idlers. Nero did that. Haha. Got it. Got it. Idlers. Got it. Alright. Belt under there. Alright. Through little guide hole here. Move this a little. Still can't see. Bloop. I'm back here. Through here. And boom. All right. And exactly as I expected. That makes sense. All right, pry this up a little bit. I can get the belt under it. Come on. It's stuck on the side of the print. Second side is sticking. Damn it. Come on. It won't come. I didn't hog this out well enough before I started putting it together. What's my favorite 3D print? I really don't have an answer for that, honestly. I've printed so many things at this point, it's like next to impossible for me to say. My Voron V0, does that count as my favorite 3D print? I 3D printed a lot of it, so. Angry little guy. You mean the idlers? Yeah, they are pretty angry looking, aren't they? Or do you mean Nero? I don't know him. I'm just my initial reaction was, did you mean Nero? That's not very nice. He did kind of try to get pretty upset this week on Twitter, it seems like. But I don't know him. Meant the idlers. Okay, good. I was gonna say. Come on. Hello there. Oh, yeah, I actually ordered parts for the Sex Bolt mod this week. I actually ordered parts for that, and I saw that angry little housing thing in there. One of the housings flips you off. Oh, okay. I definitely saw something about that in there, because I actually ordered parts for a Sex Bolt kit this week. Actually, I think I've got these all flipped around. No, they show them this way. I don't understand that. I don't understand why this has a relief out here. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's the way they show it. You don't need the instructions. Okay, next corner. Next corner. Yeah, relief goes towards the outside of the printer. I don't understand why. I see that. I just don't understand. You would think the relief being like where the belt is makes more sense. Oh, so you can tie up the extra. Got it. Got it. And keep it away from the side panel. That makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you. Come on, come on. That makes perfect sense. Thank you, folks. See? This is why I'd question all this stuff and probably screw it up if I was doing it myself. Gotta remember, there's a thought process behind this stuff. Usually. Mostly. Oh, are you kidding me? It went around a bracket down here. It didn't just go around the idler. I self-sourced this build. This is not a kit. I self-sourced. I self-sourced my build. Same as I did on my V0. If I had it to do again, I would probably get a kit. Or I would at least recommend others do so. Jeez, that belt spacing is like just big enough. The rubber stopper idea to hold up these rails was an excellent one. Thank you. Got 3 from LDO at work, and one for me was repacked by the transporter because it got wet. Oh, that sucks. That stinks. That stinks. I got filament this week that came in like that. Luckily it was, you know, bagged inside of the boxes and whatever, so it didn't matter, but still annoying. I feel like I'm a little too tight on this. Well, I'll adjust later. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to build it to find out what might be missing. That sucks. Every freaking way it sucks. Good luck. Yeah, the belt tensioner design on this is pretty good, so that'll be good. I can always go tighter. But not loose. Yeah. I think I'm too tight already. I'm heading for tight too quick. I need to loosen it up. Come on. Come on. Ow. Foot just punched me in the chest. Jason, LDO really seems like they take care of people. I've never dealt with them personally, but everybody I've seen have to deal with them or whatever seems to have had a great success, a great run, whatever. Like, looks like they're doing a good job. Why does it look like it's not lined up well? Play with that later. Play with that later. Belt rides very close to the frame, good to know. Class act, awesome. I believe he'll be at Earth. I believe. Anybody else going to Earth? Don't know what Earth is. Earth East Coast Rep Rap Festival. East Coast Rep Rap Festival. It's a 3D printing show. That's a no. Would love to go. Yeah. Earth is not a trade show. It's a community show where people get together and show off 3D printers and stuff. I'm planning to take a couple projects there. Plan to take a couple projects there and probably all of my can cup designs to market my designs for people to download. Wow. This belt's so curled at the end. It's fighting me. Yay. Yay. There we go. Pretty close. Yeah, it's in Maryland. Aberdeen, Maryland, something like that. We got a hotel room. We're going to be there all day. I'll have a table set, or all weekend. I'll have a table set up. Printed a 10mm can koozie today. Awesome. A little worried now about the Cobra Max, but it still seems like the best printer to print and sell armor. Honestly, if you're trying to print armor in like single pieces, yeah. Like, I had plenty of bad things to say about it, I know that. But it's a solid, large machine for what it is. If you're not trying to do the stuff that I'm trying to do with it, like the multicolor and whatever, like, it's a solid machine. I've heard of plenty of people having problems with theirs, but, you know, I haven't experienced them myself, so I can't speak to that. Other people's experiences, I can't really let color my opinions, unfortunately, unless I get, like, everybody's having problems. And I see evidence of it, but I haven't. I've seen evidence that people have problems, but not enough for me to, you know, change my opinion. Alright. My doorbell is ringing. Why is my doorbell ringing? That's not good. Alright, belts are in. They all need to be tightened, adjusted, blah, 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 but they are in. Now it's time for gantry squaring. And AB belts, which I'm not going to get to in this stream. If somebody's at my door, I should probably go check it, I guess. So, alright folks, I'd hoped to get more done than that in this stream, but I think that's where we're going to call it for this one. So, I've got the gantry in, I've got the Z belts in, they all need adjustment, but I want to see if I can find the other color version of these that I have. And I want to play with tweaking on adjustment of the belts. So, yeah, that's going to have to wait. I think we're going to call it here for this one. So, yeah, hour and a half on this stream. I will probably work on the A and B belts. Is always so much fun that I think I will probably do that off stream. And the wiring I'm definitely going to do off stream because I want to just sit down and just focus on it and space out, put some music on, and do the best quality job that I can. So I think that's what we're going to do. Alright folks, I think that's what we're going to call it for this one. Yeah, thank you so much to everybody for the help in the build. All the input from people who have built 2.4s before. Thank you, especially those who did it this week. Thank you so much for the super chats. Yeah. So, I will definitely have more on this soon. I don't know when, if the next stream is going to be, but we will be back. So, thank you. Fun stream. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for helping out with the process. I appreciate it. So, alright folks, I think that's going to be it for this one. If you're thinking about buying or building a Voron, it's fun. There's a lot involved. Buy a kit. Alright folks, I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.